The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are stepping into a storm this week, and it starts with the injury report. This isn't just routine. Every player, every setback, could shape the trajectory of their season. Let's start with Ben Bredeson. The left guard has been a key piece of the interior line, but he's been sidelined with a hamstring injury for the past 2 games. On Wednesday and Thursday, he was limited in practice, a small glimmer of hope that he might be returning to the trenches. His absence has forced Mike Jordan into the left guard role. Jordan's had a rough year himself, missing 5 games with a knee injury. He's played admirably when called upon, but the line has felt the ripple effects of these injuries. Backup Luke Haggard isn't untouched either. A shoulder injury has already cost him 2 games. And let's not forget Cody Mock, who tore his ACL just 2 games into the season. The Buccaneers' interior line has been a battlefield, patched together by resilience and sheer determination. If Bredeson can suit up, it's a huge boost. If not, Jordan and Haggard will have to weather the storm once again, with Dan Finney holding down the right guard spot. Then, there's the elephant in the room, Baker Mayfield. He's nursing a low-grade AC joint sprain in his left, non-throwing shoulder. Wednesday's walkthrough saw him completely off the field, and Thursday he was limited. The team has been rotating Teddy Bridgewater with the first team, making sure the backup is ready if Mayfield can't go. It's a delicate balance. Rushing Baker could be catastrophic, but keeping him healthy for the stretch ahead is priceless. Even if he misses the next game, it could be the difference between a short-term setback and long-term disaster. On the offensive side, Benjamin Morrison is another concern. Limited in practice both days with a hamstring injury, he's already missed 4 games this season for the same reason. The hope is that he can get back to full strength, but whether he suits up against the Cardinals remains uncertain. The defensive side is no less worrisome. Anthony Nelson suffered a rib injury in the loss to the Rams and was limited Thursday, though that's progress from Wednesday. The Buccaneers' outside linebacker room is battered, and every snap will test their depth. Haason Reddick, dealing with both ankle and knee issues, was also limited in practice both days. Seeing him back on the field even in a limited capacity is an encouraging sign, but nothing is guaranteed. The Buccaneers are a team fighting through adversity. Injuries have forced backups into critical roles, and stars are nursing their way back to full health. Every player available this week could tip the scales. Every practice, every rep, is a battle for not just one game, but for momentum in a season that could turn on these very bodies. This is more than an injury report. This is the story of a team refusing to break under pressure, a team staring down a crucial matchup with the Arizona Cardinals and fighting to show the league they can survive and thrive through adversity. The Buccaneers are walking a tightrope this week. Every edge rusher, every linebacker, every skill player, their availability could define the game against the Cardinals. The situation on the edge is especially precarious. Haason Reddick has battled through ankle and knee injuries, missing significant time already this season. Anthony Nelson is nursing a rib injury from the Rams game. If either of them can't go, the Buccaneers are dangerously thin at the position. Right now, only Yaya Diaby, Maris Watts, and Mohamed Chimera are available as the main edge threats, with a couple more on the practice squad. Depth is minimal, and any setback could leave the defense vulnerable. The hope is that both Nelson and Reddick can suit up, because their presence is not just valuable, it's critical. The defensive backfield has its own battle scars. Jamal Dean, limited earlier in the week with a lingering hip issue, was cleared for full participation on Thursday. This is huge. Dean has missed 2 games this season, and his return provides a much-needed boost to the secondary. Zion McCullum, Kendall Vador, and Jacob Parrish have been holding the fort, but Dean's coverage ability and playmaking presence elevate the defense to another level. The wide receiver room is navigating injuries as well. Chris Godwin, limited with a fibula injury that has sidelined him for 8 games this year, was cleared for full practice on Thursday. This is the same injury that, combined with his earlier ankle trouble, has made him one of the most cautious yet explosive threats on the roster. Bucky Irving is back and fully participating, a massive lift after missing nearly 2 months with shoulder and foot issues. His return means the offense regains not just talent, but a spark, someone capable of turning a game on a single play. Sterling Shepard is fully active after a shoulder injury, and Tristan Wirfs, recovering from a nagging shoulder issue, is also back full go after missing the first 3 games of the season due to a knee injury. Even Rashad Wisdom is back in action with a quad injury, potentially ready to contribute on special teams. A small but crucial piece of the puzzle. Turning to the Cardinals, the injury report reads like a war journal. Kelvin Beachum is sidelined with a groin injury. Trey Benson is struggling with a knee and remains on IR, while Krell Clark, Amari DeMarcado, and Will Hernandez were all unable to participate due to various ankle, hip, and knee issues. Their receiving core is missing key contributors. Their offensive line is patched together, and their defensive backfield has holes, with multiple corners and safeties limited or out, including Max Melton with a heel issue and Walter Nolan III with a knee injury. Even Josh Sweat, dealing with an eye injury, and Baron Browning, in concussion protocol, highlight just how thin the roster has become. Several other players are limited, including Hayden Connor, Marvin Harrison Jr., Will Johnson, and Christian Jones. In short, this game is going to test depth, resilience, and preparation. Both teams are carrying serious injury burdens, and every decision, every snap, will be magnified. The Buccaneers and Cardinals are navigating a battlefield of bodies, where the availability of a single star or role player could tip the scales. It's a matchup where the healthiest, deepest, and most prepared team will gain a monumental edge. The stage is set. The injuries are piling up. And every fan watching knows this isn't just a game. It's a test of endurance, courage, and the ability to rise above adversity. The Arizona Cardinals are facing a nightmare scenario. Their roster is littered with injuries, creating cracks that could turn a tough game into a real test of survival. Every position is impacted, from quarterbacks to linemen, from skill players to special teams. The Cardinals are fighting with a patchwork team this week. Their quarterback situation is glaring. Kyler Murray, the heartbeat of the offense, is sidelined on IR. In his absence, Jacoby Brissett steps in as the starter. It's not just a backup quarterback. It's a franchise trying to find stability in the middle of a storm. Running backs? The list reads like a casualty report. James Conner, the starting back, is out. Multiple backups have been pushed into the spotlight, some seeing their first meaningful snaps of the season. The Buccaneers' defense is facing a depleted backfield that lacks the depth, experience, and explosiveness to sustain drives under pressure. The wide receiver room is battered too. Zay Jones is out, leaving Trey McBride as the lone reliable weapon. The rest of the core is either limited or inactive, forcing Arizona to cobble together new combinations, often untested under live game intensity. The offensive line tells a similar story. Injuries have ripped through their depth chart. Backup tackles and guards have been thrust into starting roles, while experienced starters like Jonah Williams are on IR. Protection for the quarterback and holes for the running game are uncertain, leaving the Cardinals vulnerable to every edge rush and blitz the Buccaneers send their way. The defensive side is also reeling. Multiple starters, including Josh Sweat and interior defensive linemen like M. Wilson and J.J. Russell, are on IR. The secondary is limited, with Xavier Weather and Sonovan Knight carrying nagging injuries into practice. Even special teams are not spared, with key contributors sidelined. In short, The Cardinals are navigating this game like a team in survival mode. Every play carries risk. Every snap is a challenge. They are thin at every position, relying on backups and fringe players to step up under immense pressure. For Tampa Bay, this represents a chance, a golden opportunity to exploit mismatches, create turnovers, and seize control of the game from start to finish. The stage is set, a battered, fragile Arizona team versus a Buccaneers squad that, while also dealing with injuries, has the potential to dominate. This is a game where preparation, depth, and execution will define the outcome. Every fan watching knows the stakes. This is where opportunity meets adversity, and where heroes are made.